Thank you, sir. Sir, will the Honorable Minister be kind enough to answer my specific question? He has accepted that there are 69 Indians who are stuck in Russia. Will the Indian Embassy in Russia ensure that these boys who are stuck at Russia-Ukraine border, will you facilitate them and bring them to Moscow? And 8 have died. 2 boys' dead bodies from Punjab and Haryana, the DNA have been done. These bodies have not been returned. 1 Kashmiri boy, Zahoor, no one knows about his whereabouts. And he knows that 1 Baba Vlogs in Dubai, Faisal Khan in Russia, Moin, Ramesh and Pushpreet. These are the main criminals sitting in Russia and 1 in Dubai who are misguiding our youth. Will the government first cancel their passports, issue an LOC? And third, if the Russian government is not taking us serious, if the Russian government is not taking us serious, will this government not purchase any Russian oil? Will they stop these Indian refiners from buying discounted oil from Russia?
Sir, I will give a set of very specific answers to the very specific questions of the Honourable Member. There are, as I said, sir, 8 Indian nationals who unfortunately died while in service with the Russian armed forces. 4 of them, their mortal remains have been sent to India with the payment made by the Indian Community Welfare Fund. In 1 case from Haryana, the Russian Foreign Ministry has informed us about his death. They have sought a DNA test report to identify him. This has been sent to the Russian side. We are following up. In 1 case relating to a person from Gujarat, the family wants cremation in Russia. The necessary authorization from the family has been obtained. It has been sent to the Russian side. In a case from Punjab, the Russian side has requested for DNA sample. That DNA sample is being provided. And finally, in the case of from Uttar Pradesh, sir, the 8th case, the family has sent their wishes that the mortal remains should be brought back. We expect that it will be brought back. Sir, there are a range of issues in this. The cases regarding Russia are in a different category. There the cases have been, I would like the Honourable Member, sir, to be aware through you. Those cases are being probed by CBI. They are being investigated. The cases have been registered. As I said, people have been arrested and they will be prosecuted. We also have cases in respect of those who have been cyber crimes, who have been trafficked to Southeast Asia. They are a different category. In their cases too, we have asked the state governments to initiate, in many cases, prosecution against agents where we have information about them. Many of the cases, the bulk of the cases, sir, the number which the Honourable Member referred to, where we have put on our portal recruiting agents who we have found to be in violation of the rules. What it does is that they will not be allowed to continue in this business, and wherever there is evidence of any criminality or any violation of the law, they will be prosecuted. And in many cases, prosecution is underway.
See, Asauddin Owaisi.
Regarding the people who are involved in the trafficking, sir, we will have to go by what the CBI inquiry has told us, because that is evidence, that is what is legally permissible. We have 19 people, including, sir, some of the names that the Honourable Member had referred to. In each case, the inquiries are going on. In many cases, the prosecution is going on. So I can assure the Honourable Member through you, sir, that we take this very, very seriously. His last point, what is the status of discussions between us and the Russian government? I think it would be fair to say that after the Prime Minister himself has taken up the matter with the Russian President, and the Russian President has himself given an assurance, we should not jump the gun and say the Russians are not serious on this matter. I think it is important to hold the Russian government to their word. It is for us most important. We are not here to score points or to enter into debates. We are here to get back those 69 people, because Indian citizens should not be serving in the army of foreign countries.
श्री एम श्रीनिवासल रेड्डी, ऐसे मंत्री जी ने बहुत डिटेल में जवाब दे दिया है।
सर थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच स्पीकर सर। Sir, thank you very much, sir. Recently, Telugu youth icon and our leader, Sri Nara Lokesh Garu, actively helped in the repatriation of Indians trapped abroad due to fraudulent job offers, including safely from the Middle East region, sir, with the assistance of our Honorable Minister for External Affairs. We are all extremely thankful to you, sir. Sir, in light of these incidents, I would like to ask through you, sir, the Honorable Minister, that what specific measures the government is taking to crack down on immigration agents who actively participate in such fraudulent activities in India, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, the bulk of the cyber-related trafficking cases are, the highest number of cases are from Andhra Pradesh and to some extent from Telangana. So I completely understand the honorable members' concerns in this regard, and I also want to say that in every case, because if the honorable members would look at the data we have provided, the majority of cases are Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Punjab, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu and Telangana. The bulk of the cases come from here. So we have sought the cooperation of the state government. It is an issue of national concern. This is not a political matter. This is a case where both state governments concerned and the union government should work together. And I can assure the honorable member that wherever we find evidence of any infraction of the law, we will very vigorously prosecute the agent concerned.
भाऊ साहेब राजाराम वागचौरे।
सर 264।
माननीय मंत्री महोदय,
उत्तर सभा पटल पे
माननीय सदस्य।
आदरणीय अध्यक्ष जी, मैं आपके माध्यम से मंत्री महोदय ने जो प्रश्न के उत्तर दिए हैं उसमें जो बताया कि संविधान के अनुच्छेद 171 के अनुसार राज्यसभा और विभिन्न राज्य के विधान परिषद।
आपका प्रश्न क्या है?
मेरा प्रश्न है कि जो संविधान के हिसाब से विधान परिषद और राज्यसभा में संविधान के हिसाब से आरक्षण लागू किया जाए, तो उसके बारे में वही मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि
आप बताओ,
आरक्षण के लिए कोई उपलब्ध नहीं किया जाता, ऐसा बताया है। ये बात तो सही है, लेकिन मैं आपके माध्यम से मंत्री महोदय को बताना चाहूंगा कि आदरणीय सर संघचालक मोहन जी भागवत,
ओके ना, ऐसे नाम नहीं लेते
सर।
माननीय सदस्य, आप नए आए हो, जो इस सदन का सदस्य नहीं उसका नाम लेते, हटा देना और आगे से सब समझ जाए।
तो मैं कहूँगा कि आज भी देश में जाति और जनजाति के प्रति समाज में भेदभाव समाप्त तो हुआ नहीं है। इस समुदाय के लिए आरक्षण की व्यवस्था का प्रावधान करना उचित रहेगा। इसलिए मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री महोदय से निवेदन करता हूँ कि संविधान में संशोधन करके राज्यसभा एवं देश की विधान परिषद में आरक्षण सुनिश्चित किए।
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय सदस्य को बताना चाहता हूं कि लोकसभा और राज्यों की विधानसभा में आरक्षण की व्यवस्था है एज पर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, लेकिन राज्यसभा में और जो विधान परिषद होती है उसमें अभी संविधान के तहत आरक्षण की व्यवस्था नहीं है।
सप्लीमेंट्री पूछना चाहते हैं
सर? मेरा
जो बिना नाम बुलाए खड़े हो जाएंगे उनको कभी मौका नहीं मिलेगा। माननीय सदस्य प्लीज।
इस संबंध में माननीय मेरा दूसरा पूरक प्रश्न है,
जो बिना नाम बुलाए खड़े होंगे उनको मौका मिलेगा ही नहीं। सप्लीमेंट्री
मेरा दूसरा सुनिए। अरे भाई
माने आप सप्लीमेंट्री पूछना चाहते नहीं पूछना
हाँ सर, मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ।
हाँ।
मेरा माननीय आदरणीय अध्यक्ष जी, माननीय मंत्री महोदय से दूसरा पूरक प्रश्न यह है कि अभी पिछले सप्ताह में माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय में आरक्षण के संबंधित प्रकरण में कोटा के अंदर कोटा वर्गीकरण इत्यादि से संबंधित निर्णय दिया है,
ओके,
जिसकी पूरे देश में आलोचना हो रही है और इन जातियों में भारी रोष व्याप्त है तथा पूरे देश में
ओके, ये प्रश्न नहीं उसके संबंध
इसके बारे में इंडिया सरकार का घटना दल का एक पक्ष भी अभी उच्चतम न्यायालय जांच। मैं कहूँगा कि
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, जो इन्होंने सप्लीमेंट्री पूछा है वो इस प्रश्न से संबंधित नहीं है। फिर भी मैं आपके माध्यम से बताना चाहता हूं कि सब कैटेगराइजेशन ऑफ कास्ट के मामले में जो पंजाब सरकार से ही मामला चलते चलते आंध्रा से होते हुए सुप्रीम कोर्ट में आया, उसमें जो ये क्रीमी लेयर की बात कर रहे हैं, क्रीमी लेयर में सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो कुछ न्यायाधीश है उनका ऑब्जर्वेशन है, वो डिसीजन का पार्ट नहीं है। ये समाज में भ्रम फैलाने की कोशिश नहीं करें।
सुरेश के सुरेश।
Thank you, Speaker, sir. Sir, there is a very long pending demand for reservation of State Legislative Council and Rajya Sabha. Honorable Minister reply was technical. So I would like to know from the Minister through you, sir, whether the government, what is the government approach for the reservation in Rajya Sabha as well as the Legislative Council?
सर, मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय सदस्य को बताना चाहता हूं, क्वेश्चन और ही टेक्निकल होता है सर। इन्होंने जो प्रश्न पूछा उसी का ही जवाब दिया जाता है। और मैंने जैसे कहा कि आर्टिकल 80 में ये प्रावधान किया गया है कि राज्यसभा में प्रत्येक स्टेट के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव के रूप में संसद सदस्यों को संबंधित राज्य की लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली के विधायकों द्वारा चुना जाता है और लोकसभा में डायरेक्ट चुनाव होता है। तो डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट चुनाव का फर्क के कारण कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली में भी उस समय चर्चा हुई थी। अभी इसलिए हम कह रहे हैं कि अभी